Just going to be waiting for the views to come in, you know how it is. And today I'm going to use a silicone sponge to do my foundation. It's not the first time that I'm using it. I actually used it this morning. I had to go do a bride and I tried it out just out of curiosity, and I realized that it wasn't too bad. It really doesn't waste product at all, which is great for us, especially if you're in it for the business, you know what I mean? So welcome everyone. I am not going anywhere. I'm just doing a look, probably just to take some pics and then take it off after, but it's going to be an all matte eyeshadow, heavy wing, and then I have a surprise with some bling that I'm going to add to it, which is optional. So if you like that elegant Kim Kardashian red carpet Hollywood glam, then stay tuned and you'll see that sort of look, which is what I am famous for. A lot of my clients come to me for the soft glam, which is nothing extra, nothing too harsh, but just the way that Hollywood does it. And you never really see excessive drama and high savvy. You never see excessive drama on the red carpet. So that's pretty much what we're going to try to achieve. I am literally putting half the amount. If you want to get these silicone sponges, I have them available at our school, and they're $80 for 2. So, and they last really long. They're a lot more sanitary than a sponge, because unlike a sponge, this actually is clear, so it doesn't hold any product, so there's less risk of bacteria and anything you know, taking place there. So I'm using a lot less of my Hi Marilyn. There's a lot less Hi Alicia of my foundation that I normally do. Thank you, Jiz. I'm very happy that you enjoy it. So guys, I am pushing the product in, and I always say that if you feel that you need, I got a breakout hair, I did a facial, and now you can see that. So if you ever feel the need to put more foundation, then go at it in a second application, not in one go, because I tend to think that, from my experience, when you go and you put too much foundation on the first application, you're at risk of giving that cakey look, right? And we don't like the cakey look. We like natural, soft makeup and that's what makeup is supposed to be. Makeup, hi Natasha, hi Sanisa, right? Makeup is supposed to be natural, and you're not supposed to really do anything too crazy. It's supposed to, that's what it was designed to do, to really enhance your natural features. That's why when I get someone with good skin and good bone structure, I tend to put less product. Less product, you know, sometimes less is more. Yeah. So that's it. Once this mark here is covered, if it isn't. So guys, this is a good lesson for you in terms of spot correcting. You just want to put the concealer that matches your skin, or your foundation if it's buildable. Thank you. Hi everyone. Thanks for joining. Don't forget to share and like. I'm gonna try to do this live in an hour and a half, right? So that's a good thing about foundations being buildable and getting the coverage that you want. You want to just put it on the area that you want covered only. So that should be fine. Remember, this is an area that we're going to contour. We're also going to put powder. We're going to do all those things. So normally I put like one foundation once, because I know how to average on my brush, on my sponge. I just like a whole set. But this morning was the first time I tried this silicone sponge, and oh, Sunita, the awards was great. It was really, really nice. It was a good experience. I'll tell you guys about it later. But the problem with me is that when I'm teaching, like when I'm doing these things, I like to focus so much on technique and instruction that I don't have time to talk about my life, because I feel like every step is so valuable in makeup. Right, so the silicone sponge was the first time I used it this morning, and I used the same amount that I would normally use on my on my brush or my sponge, and it was way too much. Like, it was way too much. So if you want value for your dollar in terms of not wasting your foundation, this is definitely a good option. And I have these on sale at the school, so you can give us a call if you want to purchase this. It's $40 for one, but it's sold as a pair, so you get two for $80. So anyway, you definitely save. You save, because I use so little bit of foundation, and you can still see my dark circles are showing. But remember, if you tuned into my lives before, you would know that yeah, I agree, the Beauty Blender still has this, it has a more airbrushed finish. I agree. I won't say that I would choose it over the Beauty Blender, but if there are days when you you feel like you're not in the mood to waste your product, you can always use it. It's a good option. So now I'm going to use the orange corrector that I usually use and just neutralize any of my dark circles. And if you have any questions, I would have done this before in spoken about color correction and the fact that we teach all these things in the advanced makeup courses. So you learn color theory, you learn exactly how it works. You see, because we're a cosmetology school, we don't just apply color theory, we give examples like about hair color as well. So it's not just about makeup, but the color wheel actually applies to many spheres of the beauty industry, even the fashion industry. So it's not just about makeup. So there's so much to learn and internalize about the color wheel, and it takes some time. Trust me, it takes a lot of time. So I'm going to get my concealer, my Shape Tape. I can't explain to you guys, I can't explain to you how amazing it is. So this shade is Tan Sand. This one is mine, so I'll just go directly over. And I like to focus it a lot here and then stretch it up there. This is so pigmented, guys, that like I don't even put it all the way there, because the minute I start to stretch the product all the way, it just moves. And I mentioned in one of my earlier lives that the way to slim your nose is to bring your concealer up to the side. So it gives this illusion. You see, look at that, my nose is already slimmer. It gives this illusion that the nose is thinner. Oh no, I'm breaking up. Someone said I'm breaking up. Can you let me know if everybody is experiencing the same thing, or if it's just that one person? So because I'm doing a light eye today, I'm just going to conceal the lid, and I'll probably clean up under the rest of the eyebrows when I do my brows. So that's that, looking like a crazy person. So the last time I didn't do cream contouring, I guess I'll do it today, just so you guys could see. Gonna dip into some Sasha Cosmetics Perfect Bronze. The concealer is Tarte Cosmetics Shape Tape. My shade is Tan Sand. And I told you guys already, if you want to get details on the contouring, just please go to the previous lives. I go into a lot more detail on contouring and the shape of the face and the features, and the fact that a lot of people contour in different places regarding the cheeks, and sometimes it's the wrong place that you end up contouring. So this is very scary when you're doing cream contouring. I always recommend that if it's the first time, I'm going to just switch brushes. So if you ever, this is a good tool, this is a good trick to know. If you ever get scared with your cream contouring and you think, okay, maybe this is a little bit too much product, Karina Amelia Maharaj, the foundation that I use is MAC NC42. Sorry, I lie, NC45. I'm crazy if I would be at NC42. Right, so like I was saying, if you ever get scared, you have a little hi Karini, Rumi. If you ever get scared with your cream products, your contour products, it is very nerve-wracking, especially for the first time. So if you're a first timer, again, I go on and I babble when I have this on my face and I look like a crazy person. So I'll try to blend while I talk, okay guys? It's really a lot. It's really a lot while you're asking questions. And You have to explain at the same time. So what was I saying? Yeah, so instead of just going in with this small brush, I'm just going to switch it up and go in with a bigger brush. Now, if you're scared that you have a little too much product, then you could always keep a tissue handy and wipe off the excess and go back in and blend again. All right? Now, contouring is supposed to just be under the bone itself. So even this, I would think, is a little too patchy, a little too round. So what I would do is just take my whatever brush that I had my foundation on and just sort of wipe it off. But this side seems okay. So yeah, in terms of your placement for your cheek contouring, which is the most critical one, do not get the space between your upper and lower jaw, that sink. A lot of people do this when they're doing the contouring. That's creating this sink here, which comes straight down to the sides of the mouth, and that's actually not where you're supposed to contour, because by definition, it's a cheek contour, not space between your upper and lower jaw contour. Okay, so you have to envision your actual bone, and if you feel yourself and you feel your face and you actually envision a skeleton, a facial skeleton, you would see that there's a bone all the way up here. It's really high. So where you have to contour is right under that bone. And if you look at where my fingers are positioning, they're actually going like between the nose and the mouth. A lot of people contour and they go straight to the mouth. Hi, New Jersey, welcome, right? So at the end of the day, nothing is wrong with it. A lot of people do it, and that's why I think like Instagram videos tend to mislead the public. They just show all these beautiful faces doing the same thing over and over, but really and truly, how practical is it? Because the average person doesn't have perfect features. You know, the average person has a hump on their nose, or a double chin, or a larger forehead, or a low hairline. I mean, at the end of the day, we have to be able to work with the features that we have and understand the theory of light and dark, the theory of highlight and contour, because highlight is light, contour is dark. Highlighting pushes the feature forward or exaggerates the feature, and contouring retracts the feature or makes the feature look smaller. So I'll give you an example of one of the things that we teach in our advanced makeup class when we do corrective face makeup. It's not just, you see that? I'm just using the side of the brush to do the highlight on the nose. And I didn't contour the nose yet. What I like to do, because my nose is possibly the most challenging nose I have I've ever contoured in my life. I hate doing cream contouring on my own nose. I find that the powder contouring works best for me. There's some of my clients whose noses, oh, so beautiful, it just gives me life. So you see what's happening here, where I'm actually just pressing the product and I'm stretching it all the way to the temples, even coming down corners of the nose. So what is happening, you're seeing this movement here. This is actually creating, and it's not just a straight line, but it's actually a curved sort of line. And that is what gives this Kim Kardashian cheekbone effect. So be sure to be aware of exactly how you are blending in the highlight, because the highlight right next to the contour, and if your contour is in the correct space, in the correct place, then it will sit right under your highlight, and that contrast right next to one another is what gives the effect of the very structured cheekbone, right? But putting the contouring too low, it just defeats the purpose, and you lose the lift that you want on your face. Okay, you see how I did that? Lift. I'm so funny. Hi Anissa, welcome. Anissa is a fabulous makeup artist and hairstylist. So if you guys need anything, call her. Well, call me first. That's funny. Thank you everyone. I just want to say thanks to everybody who's joining. If you like what you're seeing, hi Sherelle, how are you? You're probably thinking, oh gosh, I pay so much money to go to an advanced makeup class and look, I'm getting it here for free. No guys, believe it or not, what I'm teaching here is like 5% of what I teach in my classes. And I always tell people, watching makeup tutorials or even hairstyling tutorials, because we're a full-on cosmetology school, so we teach hair as well, watching it and not doing it while the demonstration is going on or after the demonstration and putting it into practice is like sitting down and watching aerobics happening or exercising happening on TV and expecting to lose weight. I'm sorry, but it will never happen. So you have, if you want to hone your skills and really be the best that you can be in makeup or in hair or anything like that, you have to come and do practical. You have to. And that way, under my supervision for the advanced classes, you will definitely see a huge difference. Because, okay, let me just give you an example. Something that nobody will ever tell you in any of their lives. Look at where I'm holding this brush. Why am I not holding the brush up here? Can anybody comment and say why? What's the difference between holding the brush down here and holding the brush up here? And this is something just random that I just came up in my mind, and I thought, let me just share this with you. And these are the things that you teach, and there's so many little things that you take for granted with makeup, from holding the brush to positioning, just the angles and more control. Okay, close. But no, that's not the answer that I'm looking for. Yes, Sarah said it, more pressure, right? So if you hold a pen to write, right, you're gonna write like this. How hard is the ink gonna be touching the paper, right? But if you hold your pen like this, you barely get any sort of writing on the paper. So this is exactly what we mean by just overall knowledge, right? That you can't get by learning and by watching a YouTube video. Okay, you have to understand that there are techniques, there are steps in makeup application, like blush, where you want a lighter touch. You want to hold the brush far away. But then there are some where, like me just now, I want that pressure. I want to be able to pat the concealer in. You see? So all these things, I mean, guys, there's so much more that you will not even think of, you know, and you only when you start to do it as your instructor, then we'll begin to see where you need help and where you need to be developing and stuff like that. All right, so the next step I'm actually going to use to set my concealer. Usually I use the Sacha Buttercup, which I love, but I'm going for a really matte, crazy finish today. So I'm using the MAC Studio Fix NC 35. So think about it like this. This is how light the powder is right now. I use the NC 45 and I'm now using the NC 35 to set my, or Kimby wants a cut crease. I can make it a soft cut crease today if you all want. It wasn't the original plan that I had in mind, but I mean, if you guys are cool with a 2-hour live instead of 1.5 hour live, then yeah, all right, we could do it. So we'll have a vote. Whoever wants to see the cut crease. I mean, I was planning to do a cut crease on a future live, but if you guys want to vote, if I get 10 people saying do the cut crease, no, but you have to type cut crease. Don't type yes please, right? Type cut crease. So if I get 10 people saying cut crease, then I guess I'll do a cut crease. But I'm not going to do a sparkly one because I have a surprise for you guys. Okay? Okay, so now this is really light, which is good because I want to exaggerate my highlights and contour. So that's just the MAC NC35. So that's how light I went with my powder, okay? Cut crease, cut crease, cut crease. That 1, 2, 3, 4. That is 4 cut crease. Okay, 5 cut crease so far. So once I hit 10, 6, darn it. Okay, so I'm gonna set my cut crease times 10. Dina, that was really smart of you. So I'm using the Anastasia contour kit in medium to deep, and I'm just gonna set the contoured areas, right? And this is, so what I'm doing is a light powder and a dark powder. So normally, okay, all right, okay, geez, look at that. Okay, I got it. Cut crease, jeez, right? So I'm setting the contoured areas now. And usually when I do lives, I taught you guys to use 2 powders, but because I'm going so extreme with my highlight and contour, like you can actually see the difference, that is a no-no. So always remember that you don't want your stuff to be blotchy, right? You don't want your transitions to be so harsh. You always want to make sure that you go in with a medium color. So I'm going to use the Sasha Perfect Tan. And in between the dark and the light, I don't know if you guys are seeing how soft now everything is on the forehead. Doing the same thing on the top here. So now all of a sudden here is a little more married. So I don't know if you guys can see the difference. Here, you see how soft this side is? As opposed to this side, which is like light and dark, right? So for the first time, I'm teaching you guys a 3 powder method, right? A 3 powder method to set foundation, okay? Normally it's a 2 powder method. So the thing about it is, I knew I lost my, I'm right here, guys. I just lost my favorite. Okay, BRB. Okay, I got it. So I lost my favorite nose contouring brush, and I mean, I can't do my powder contouring without it. By the way, guys, for the first time in my life, I have gotten gray hair. Well, I mean, I've been getting it for the longest while, but for the first time in my life, I have reached to that stage in my life where I have to color my hair to cover grays. And I don't know, it's such a landmark in somebody's life. Okay, so the same thing that I'm doing, so by basically, just excuse my gray hair because I obviously have to touch up. I'm using the same Anastasia Beverly Hills to contour my nose. Again, my nose is difficult. I prefer to build my contouring, so less and then add, and then less and then add, rather than to go in with too much, because you want it to be a soft shadow. So here we go, just put a little bit on both sides, and the key is to just bring it in as close as possible. So the closer it is, the slimmer the nose appears. Unfortunately for me, I have this hump on my nose, which I'm sure you guys are tired of hearing about. But, you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. You have to live with what God give you, which is a hump on your nose. All right, so I'm just gonna check it in the mirror. Oh, by the way, yeah, this looks okay. You just want to make sure that that everything is blended. I like to just double check in a palette. So I just want to say shout out to Sasha Cosmetics for making this palette for me. It is not a regular powder palette, guys. This is the new Pro Powder, which is a powder foundation. Oh my god, I tried it and it is amazing. I don't know if the palettes are available. They just made it for me to try it out, but I'm so grateful. I will do a full-on look using that, and get this, no concealer, no foundation. Like, those Pro Powder foundations are legit full, I want to use another word, coverage. So like, you see this brightness that I have here? I mean, I did foundation, I did concealer, and then you see this depth that I have here? I did contouring, cream contouring, powder contouring. All that has just built up there. I literally get this same look using the powder. It's insane how pigmented and full coverage those things are. So yeah, just wanted to let you guys know. It's good, trust me. But you have to find the right shade. So my suggestion is get a lighter one and put it in the center of the face where you want to brighten, and then take the darker one and put it on the edges of the face. Perfect, especially like for every day and for work and stuff like that. It's perfect. So usually I do brow gel. I guess I'll do it again today. I usually use the Music Flower, right? Honestly, guys, I want to tell you all, this is actually kind of hardening up, and it's a good thing, because a lot of people think that brow gels and stuff are hi Shamiz, Like, oh, it's so, they get vexed because, oh, it dry up after so long, and Anastasia take away my money. They're so da-da-da-da-da with an eyeliner or brow gel or whatever the case might be, right? But I want to let you guys know that it's just the formulation. The formulations are wet to dry products. So whether it's a cheap brand or an expensive brand, they're all going to dry up. Sorry to burst your bubble, right? So you might as well buy a cheap brand that works good. And that Music Flower works really good. Very, very pigmented. Okay, how do you find your right shade, Sasha? That's a good question. Usually you just want to do a 3-shade test. So my suggestion to anyone who hasn't found their best foundation yet is to do a 3-shade test. So a 3-shade test is done by visually looking at the color that you think matches you. You take that one and you swipe it. Then the one next to it, which is lighter, and then the one on the other side, which is darker. And that's your 3 shades. More than likely, the darker one is going to be your match. Okay, so with the a little bit, guys, a little bit. At least, I mean, I hope I have a little bit on the brush. When I put it, we'll see. But it's good that we're live, so that if I make any mistakes, at least you'll learn how to fix it, right? So now, right. So you want to start base of the brow, straight line from start to arch. Okay. Then, and this is the base of the brow, on the underneath. Okay. And now we're going to do all the way on the base, extending the brow just a little. Now with nothing on the brush, I'm going to come up. And usually I round my eyebrows, and I want to show you guys how you can actually lift your face by arching your eyebrows a little more. So each time I'm going to do small differences with the techniques in the brow instead of doing the same thing over and over. But the power of shaping your brows is not at the base of the brow, it's at the top of the brow. So you can actually create a point or an arch. See that? See how high I'm going up? Right? That is actually higher. But what I'm doing is I'm not just doing it like a tattoo. I'm actually mimicking the direction of the hair growth. So you see that? You see how arched that is? And that is totally not my natural eyebrow. Like look at how round this one is. But I'm just showing you guys that you have the power, right, to change your shape of your eyebrows. Obviously not drastically. I will never recommend altering features drastically, because at the end of the day, alright, so this is, sorry, I just got sidetracked there because I want to show you guys the start of the brow was possibly the most important part. You guys realize that I did not dip in the product yet, right? So what I'm doing is mimicking the direction of the hair growth, and I'm just doing short strokes upward, very, very light, in the direction of the hair growth. That's what you will get a natural look. That's the only way, guys. We don't want any harsh brows, okay? And what you can do now is get a spoolie or a disposable mascara wand. It doesn't have to be disposable, you can just have one for yourself. And anytime you want to soften your brow, you ever think that it's too harsh, you never go in with a tissue to soften your brow. What you do is you keep a tissue handy and you just soften, take out some product, and then wipe it off. And what you realize will be happening is that you will get a gradual, much lighter and much softer brow rather than anything too harsh. Okay? So I'm going to do the same thing on the other side, where I dip into my Music Flower brow gel. Somebody was asking which eyebrow gel. I honestly believe, and this is my personal opinion, being in makeup manufacture and knowing that the majority of your makeup from all over the world, despite the brand, despite the packaging, they all come from the same factory in China, okay? Most of them. So my understanding and my personal opinion on brow gel is that they're all the same. The formulations are very similar. if not the exact same thing in different packaging and stuff like that. So now we're going to do the same thing on this side. So for those that just joined, we're doing a straight line from the start all the way to the arch, and then from the arch coming all the way down and extending the brow a little bit because I like a longer brow. Now with nothing on the brush, we're going to go up gradually, creating an extra, you see that little gap there? So we're going to fill that. So we're going to just create a little extra arch on the brow. And we're just staying, what I call it is an invisible perimeter, okay? You have to, and even if you can't envision it, it'll take you some time to really envision it. But if you look here, right, there's this harsh line, it's fine, okay? What is happening is that you can actually put this pen here. And what that does, that creates your invisible perimeter. So if you even want to do that, even take a piece of string, right, and press it down and make a indentation in your skin and then go quickly and fill in your brows, then that's a good method until you can actually get it. But I call it an invisible perimeter. So makeup artists and even people who wax brows and thread brows, brow artists, right, they have already conceptualized that invisible perimeter, brow perimeter. So even though there's hair missing, they have this invisible line in their head from start to arch, from arch to tail, from beginning to top of arch. So they already have this in their mind, which is why when that person is waxing you, they just go whoop, straight line, whoop, straight line. Similarly, that is why a makeup artist is doing the brows so neat without even putting this line here and saying, okay, all right, let me fill in between this line, right? Because they can envision it. They have had the practice and the experience to envision it. So you now have to do that for yourself. And that's the only way you're really going to get the brows, by respecting the invisible perimeter. So let's coin that term. I realized that there are a couple things when I started talking makeup, I realized there are a couple things that I invent. So one thing that I invented a while ago was anything wet you need to set, right? And I like it, you know, I feel like I should copyright these things. So now I just invented another one, which is respect the invisible brow perimeter. Okay guys, respect the invisible brow perimeter. And again, at the start of the brow, you just want to mimic the direction of the hair growth in an upward motion so it's as natural as possible. And for some reason, I feel like I used less product on this brow, so I'm not going to soften it like I did the other brow. God, I'm really out of my comfort zone here with this these two brows being so arched. I just want you to know that I'm a round brow person. But just for the sake of showing you guys a different look, I decided to go out of my comfort zone. You see how much sacrifices I make for you guys? Like, honestly. What about making both brows even? That's a beautiful question. Because believe it or not, guys, brows are cousins. They are not twins. So in makeup, you should want to do corrective brows, which is sort of like, for instance, if this one is higher than this one, you would want to just put a little more product on this one on the top and actually a little less product on this one, so you would end up balancing it, right? But the thing about it is I'm looking for a brush, so while I'm talking, I mean, hopefully I could find it. That would be great. Yeah, what was I saying? Right, so if you're talking about yourself, okay, let me just summarize. You can do corrective brow techniques by making them look even if you want, but you have to understand that you want to even it out if it's not that drastic in the first place. But if somebody literally has extremely uneven brows, then you can't go and take this one and just put it all the way underneath and take this one and put it all the way on top, because you're going to change. So there's a difference between enhancing and changing or altering. There's a difference between excessively changing. So my suggestion is, if something is slightly different, I just taught you how to take a round to an arch. And it's just the opposite to take an arch to a round, right? So you're talking about different shapes, and you're also talking about different heights. You could also be talking about different lengths. So there's so many things to consider when you're looking at brows. Corrective brows alone could take me the full length of this tutorial to get into corrective brow techniques. But my suggestion is to use what someone has naturally and change it up slightly, marry the ideal with her natural. And to me, that is what makeup is about. All right, so now I'm going to clean up the underneath. Normally, I do not go too harsh. Oh my God, I nearly fall off my chair. Okay, so I don't normally go very, very harsh on the under the brows, but today I will, because I really want to I really want to do a matte but very dramatic matte. So I'm gonna, I hope you guys can see, I'm gonna just come under the brow as close as possible using a really, really light concealer. So just to give you guys an idea of the color, my foundation is NC45 and this concealer is NC15. So this is quite a good few shades lighter than my foundation. All right, so what we're gonna do is blend this out to now look like a soft primer. And I like to use a big brush because I don't like to waste time. So I just use a foundation brush, and I'm just gonna pull the product down like this. And you just wanna respect the space that you put, the fact that this is touching the brow there, you want to respect that. So don't go too much on it. And this area here, I just like to erase completely because it looks very harsh after a while if you don't blend properly. So what this is essentially, it not only is it cleaning up the brow, but it's also a primer. Why do I feel like I have an eyelash in my eye? Oh, okay. Girl, I love the way you teach. You won me over. I'm coming to. Yay! Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, so doing the same thing on this eye. Right? Again, erasing this part completely because we don't want it to be too harsh. So obviously, if I'm erasing, these are the kind of things that you learn in a class when you actually come. People would say, okay, well, let's erase, and whoosh, 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 right? But obviously, well, that's the thing. It's obvious to me, but I realize after doing classes that it's not obvious to everyone. But I don't want this product to go into my nose contour. So I will never do a back and forth sweep when I'm erasing the product from this area. I just want it, I want it to go away from the nose contour because that's dark and that's so light. So you don't want to go looking like a clown. So I would, again, obviously rub from this direction and pull the product in. You know what I mean? But again, that's something, all those things, like little even direction of your blending and stuff is so important that only when you come to a class and you're actually doing it, you'll start to see where you're going wrong. So with whatever residual product I have on the brush, I'm just gonna very carefully pass it on the top of the eyebrow because I don't like halo brows and nothing too harsh. I think once you work neat enough, you should be fine. All right, so now we're gonna go into the crease color and blend a little bit. To keep it natural, I'll probably just use this, the same Sasha Pro Foundation palette. I'll just use Perfect Tan to go into the crease. It's so funny that I was just using this and I'm like, yeah, all right, I'll use this. Oh no, it's a cut crease. Oh my bad. Yeah, all right, not too late. Should I? Okay, fine, I'll do it. So let me just use whatever product I have here. I really love Olio Boy. Like honestly, like I really love Olio. So I forgot that I was doing a cut crease because that was not my original plan, but my lovely viewers here decided to change up my plan, right? So I'm just using the Perfect Tan powder, which is any transitional crease color. The brand of brushes, honestly, I have just gotten this brand from China. I know, it's so sad. It doesn't have a brand, but Morphe brushes are good. Dose of Colors are good. There's a brand called Jessup that is good. The school is located in San Fernando, but we're coming soon to Woodbrook, Port of Spain. But that's just for the cosmetology program, the 10-month full-time cosmetology program for now. But hopefully from January we'll be running short courses from the Woodbrook location. Yeah. So if you're interested in classes, guys, just feel free to call the number. It's written there. So, okay, so let me explain, because I realized I started this cut crease without even, you know, explaining. Okay, so when you're doing a cut crease, there are so many different ways. Just for the purpose of you guys, and assuming that most of y'all are amateurs with makeup, I am going to do the easiest, softest way to do it. So with your eyes open, looking straight ahead, you're going to get your guidelines from, okay, for all information on classes, guys, I'm sorry, I don't have my schedule in my head, especially on a Sunday night. You just want to call the number 652-4355, message the Facebook page, message the Instagram page, anything at all, and you speak a lot and do few work, 20 minutes just an eyebrow. Yeah, because you know why? I really want to be able to teach you guys properly, and you may pick it up faster than some, but there are some people who need me to explain a lot slower than you. So you're free to you know, look back later and you can fast forward. A live video is torture, I agree and I understand. So what I usually do with other people's lives is I just come off and then go back on later on, right? So that way you can fast forward if it's taking a little too long, and I totally understand. I mean, your time is precious, so don't worry about it. Okay, so what we're doing is with your eyes open and straight ahead. No, don't bash anybody, guys. Leave it be, leave it be. Positive vibes, positive vibes. Okay, so we're going to now, with your eyes straight ahead, look for that crease, and you're just going to start blending into the crease. But instead of coming down to the outer V, which is normally what you do, you're going to create a floating cut crease like this. Okay, so doing it with the medium transition color makes life easier, right? Rather than going in with a dark color at first. I normally go in with a dark color at first, but like I said, I'm trying to make it easier for you guys so that you can build your product rather than go in with something too harsh and then you get scared and you can't blend it and it's too hard to blend and whatever. So what I'm doing is using a very wide, soft, big transition crease blending brush, and I'm doing just a medium color, transition color, very close to the skin tone, and bringing it into the crease. But again, for this eye, instead of doing the outer V, I'm just sort of carrying it up. It's called a floating cut crease past the brow, and we're going to do it like that. Now you're probably not seeing it too well right now, but now we're going to go in with a darker color and a smaller brush. That way we'll get more precision and more depth to the crease. So I'll use, again, I'm going in with the Sacha Pro Palette foundation. I'm going to go in with the darkest shade, which is Mocha. And I'm on the base of what I just put, I'm going to now do the same thing and mimic that same floating crease motion, okay? So it's kind of like an S, and that's what you want to do. A lot of people go very horizontal with their cut creases, but I think the roundness of the S comes with time and practice. So my suggestion to you is to keep practicing your cut crease. So now, can you guys see? We're gonna add some depth there on the base with a much smaller brush. Again, guys, there are so many ways to do a cut crease. I usually start my cut crease with gel eyeliner, black gel, But just for today, because I'm teaching you guys, I want to do it like a little softer, and just for you to get an idea of how you can build your product. Once you get the confidence and the blend properly, you understand how much. The common mistake that a lot of my students make when they're doing their cut creases for the first time is that they go in with too much product to start. So always remember, you want to build your confidence first, and then you can go in with more product. So you're seeing it starting to take shape already, and that's what we're doing. So by putting the transition color first, you get a guideline. You essentially get a guideline, right? So you see the difference? It doesn't really look like a cut crease here because you're not really seeing it because we use a medium color. But now that I have my guideline, I'm gonna go and use this precision blending brush and really chisel out the crease. So we have a guideline. So you basically could go in there with more confidence now, right? So you're already seeing the cut crease starting to take shape here. So I'm going to do the same thing on this side and just focus this on the base. Now guys, obviously you want it to be darker on the outer, and as it goes in, it has to be blended and stretched in, okay? So you don't ever want to take your brush with a lot of product in it and start on the inside. The whole idea is to get the depth on the crease, the outer crease itself, okay? So you just want to constantly keep building your product like this. Okay, so don't forget to share and like the video, guys. If you like what you see, please share, because you want your friends and family to tune in and see how amazing they can do their makeup as well. All right, so that's that. What I would suggest, if you really want to go bold, you can put some black in there. Nothing is wrong with that. So the same thing that we just did, I'm going to do the same thing except with the black. So on the base, mostly on the outside. I don't know if you guys could see that black happening now. Just mostly on the outside. See the difference? So again, you're seeing how we're building, and how we're building, right? Hi, Rish. Don't forget to share. Thank you very much, Amanda. I really appreciate it. So you guys see that? This is one of the easiest methods to do a cut crease, because you're building your product. You don't have to have a lot of confidence to do a cut crease. Mind you, I was just going with black eyeliner, black gel, and do the crease and then smudge it up and work backwards. So what I taught you guys to do today for your crease is to start with the medium, add your slightly darker, and then add your black. But I do the opposite. I go in with the black, do the crease, boom, and then start to do brown, and then start to do lighter and transition. But that's when you have, you know, you've developed your skills. So it's totally up to you what method you want to use. Now we're going to actually cut the crease, because believe it or not, this is where the term cut crease comes from. Now you can work with this. This is really cute on its own by just putting a light color on the base, like a gold or something. People actually do this, and when you work neat enough from the start, there's no need for you to go in and do excessive amounts of cleanup. But if you want to be a little more drama for your mama, then we will, well, I'll show you guys how to do this, all right? So I'm just gonna put this mirror over here because I need two hands. So if you're working on a client, you want to stretch the skin like that. If you're working on yourself, you can probably do the same. Really trying here. Ooh, got some stuff under here. Got to dust it out. All right. Oh, somebody asked, oily skin. Girl, let me tell you something. I have a real oily skin too. So honestly, there's not much you can do, because at the end of the day, people talk about, let me just say this fast before I go in, because I want to explain under. Okay. There's not much you can do because if I could find the solution to oily skin, then I wouldn't be oily. But there are face primers that you can try. Sasha has a good mattifying face primer. This is the Professional from Benefit. Lighten, jeez, right? Then there's Becca. Becca also has a good mattifying face primer. But what you'd want to do is basically skip the moisturizer, go straight into the priming, and then every hour, 2 hours, you just want to pat your face. That's all. Okay, and don't you see the what do you call it? The milk of magnesia. You can use it. Nothing is wrong with using it, but I found that if you overuse it, it helps. It dries out your skin, and your skin gets really confused, like, why am I not getting a chance to produce my oils? And then I found when I used too much one day, which I never used it again after, is that I got excessively oily. Because remember, we are nature. Naturally, when we talk about Mother Nature, we talk about naturally our skin produces oils. So at the end of the day, if you're putting something unnatural to prevent these oils from coming out, your body is going to say, oh my gosh, what's happening? I need to produce oils because something is preventing me from producing oils. And then it goes and it produces more oils. And to me, that is what happened to me when I used the milk of magnesia. I don't know if I put too much or whatever, but never used it again. I just accepted and I did what I can. The mattifying face primers really helped. Right? Somebody else asked. You see, the thing about it is, okay, creasing under the eyes. Again, not much you can do. I also get a little bit of creases, as you can see. You can look at my pictures. My pictures always have fine lines under them. There's nothing you can do. What you want to try to do is to avoid putting excessive amounts of product under there. So powder is the enemy of creasing and fine lines. So makeup for mature skin, we tend to go into that a little bit too in the classes, but there are techniques that you can do to prevent it, and just less is more when it comes to fine lines, especially under the eyes or for mature skin. All right, enough questions. Okay, I mean, put the questions. It's okay. If I can do it, I'll do it. But I really have to continue teaching. Like, I don't even know what time it is right now. So I'm actually going to just hold the eye down a little bit and just curl the brush and chisel out the eye. Like, oh gosh, guys, I'm sorry. Sorry. People probably thinking, does it? Does it? She made it look so easy. Like, really? Yeah. I mean, it looks easy, I know, but it came with a lot of practice. Trust me, it came with a lot of practice. So we actually cut the crease there and we chiseled out. You just want to work as neat as possible. I am a champion for neat work. So when you go to a real cosmetology school and you go to a proper makeup academy, they will never teach eyes first. Nothing is wrong with it. In fact, I do it when the time is right. Wait, don't tell me I lost my concealer. Okay, cool. Right? For carnival, depending on the look and whatever. But at the end of the day, guys, I'm telling you, you want to train yourself to be as neat as possible as a makeup artist. And then you build your strengths and you build your confidence from there. Don't just go in and do this sloppy work and then have to fix and clean up and, you know, wipe off and whatever. You really want to try to train yourself. And to me, that is true artistry. Okay, so you guys get to see the other side. So I want you guys to notice something. I am not just passing the brush. I'm also doing this with my finger. So there's a rotation of the brush as well as a movement of the hand. So look carefully at my fingers. You'll see. Right? Do you see that? So you have to not only move the brush from left to right, well, right to left, whatever, right? But there's also a rotation. My fingers are actually moving. And that's a technique that you would find yourself doing when you're doing lips as well. So any cream products that you want to be neat, there's not just left to right motions, but also a swivel of the finger on a curvature of the brush. All right, so that's really important to know, and all that we get into the nitty-gritty in the classes. So now you can see the neatness of the cut crease, and yeah. So normally this is where we would put like a nice gold, silver, like super poppin', But I wanted to show you guys today that, because I am a champion, like honestly, for matte and for soft glam. I mean, as much as I like my glitter and stuff like that, personally, like I like it on my clients, but personally on myself, I want to show you guys that you can do matte and still look glamorous, you know. So I did say Marilyn Monroe on that was the intention. Marilyn Monroe never really do a cut crease, so at least let's try to stick with something Marilyn Monroe and keep it matte and keep it with a nice heavy wing. The original plan, for those that are now joining, the original plan was to do a Marilyn Monroe, but all my beautiful viewers decided to vote and overrule me and change my entire look to cut crease. So this is a pure matte soft white eyeshadow, and I am just again respecting the crease, and I'm making sure that no product goes beyond the crease, because you want that harshness between dark and light. What I will do is put like a pop of color on the center, on the inner tear duct, sorry, and just bring that out a little bit. All right, so same thing on the other eye. And I don't know if you guys could see, but I'm not moving the brush like this. It's actually a flat shader brush, and you can just press and slide, but just respect the crease. Okay, wait, lighten. Okay, there we go. Respect the crease. Don't go, even if it means don't touch the crease. That I found that there's in some strange way, the white spreads, the light color spreads. So go as close up as possible, and you'll be fine. You don't have to, you know, but just be really neat with your application. It's really important to be as neat as possible. All right, so now we're going to do liquid eyeliner. Oh yeah, you could take the light color, because I always forget this, and just put it under the brow bone. Again, I like to use a matte colors there, so I'm just using whatever residual product I had on the brush. And if you want to intensify the crease, all that you can do after, but at least you have your base there. So I like my go-to liner, which is the Sasha Cosmetics liquid eyeliner. Old packaging, unfortunately they have a new packaging that I don't know if I'll ever get used to it, but oh Kelly, I'm sorry, but you know what, you're right. Next time I'll do it, and I'll probably do my hair properly to go with it. I do hair as well, guys, but I don't really like to tell the world that. Shucks, I just said it publicly on a Facebook Live. Damn it. Because I mean, how much things I could do, you know? How much things? All right, so liquid eyeliner, it takes a lot of practice. I did teach in depth in my last Facebook Live how I do the eyeliner. So if you want, feel free to go into the previous Facebook Lives and fast forward to the eyeliner, and you will see exactly in more depth and detail a couple tips and tricks. Now, what I like to see is the, it's called a floating cut crease. So there are two types of cut creases. There's the connected cut crease that actually touches the liner, and then there's the floating where the two lines end up parallel to one another. For some reason, the floating cut crease looks better and is more popular. So I would say I like doing that. I'm just gonna make the lower part of it a little harsher, like that. And we're gonna do the same thing on the other side. Yes, it is Sasha eyeliner, guys. Oh gosh, I don't know if you all just joined, but I swear I just said that. So maybe you missed it, but it's the Sasha Cosmetics liquid eyeliner. It's super pigmented. This packaging is really, it's more difficult to use, so that's why they changed it. But for me, it was like the super easiest to do. I did wing eyeliner tutorial already, but I will be more than happy to do it in more detail next time. So once I'm doing a less complicated look, remember guys, we have to balance the time. At the end of the day, I personally can't sit down and watch a full Facebook Live. If I have to look at somebody else's live, I will wait until it goes and it re-uploads a couple of days after, and then go in and look at it, because I want to fast forward to where, you know, I go. But I mean, I appreciate every single one of you who are tuning in right now. It means so much to me. And I really hope that you guys get the tricks and stuff, but I can't spend like excess. You know me guys, when I start to talk, how much talk is talk, right? So I will literally, I could spend an entire live just doing brows alone. I could spend an entire live just doing wing eyeliner alone, and I'm trying to fill a whole freaking look in here, right? So I'm sorry that I can't teach every single thing 100% all the time. Right, so you see they're not touching, and that's the floating cut crease. All right, how rude. Is it better than the Inglot 77? It's not better for the first 10 uses of the Inglot. The first 10 uses of the Inglot, you're like, yeah, this is the best. And then boom, like any other gel product, it starts to harden. And that's the difference between the Sacha and the Inglot. The pigments are the same, the effect, the coverage and stuff is the same, but after a while, any gel product, Inglot, Anastasia, cheap, expensive, anything, they all dry up. No matter how much you take care of them and keep them not exposed to the air as much as possible, you can try all you want, it will eventually dry up. So after 10 uses, 10 to 15 uses, then boom, you're gonna go back to your Sacha. You're gonna go back to something that actually doesn't dry up. Because the drier the eyeliner is, the more blotchy and the less clean it looks. Duraline, great. Use the Duraline. If you do have an Inglot gel eyeliner and it's drying up, or any brow gel or anything like that and it's drying up, you can use the Inglot Duraline to wet it or to get it back to its original formulation. The one that I use, which is the equivalent of the Duraline, is the Makeup Forever Aqua Seal. Because I mean, you're spending so much money on these things and then after a while they dry up. But it's not the company's fault. Remember, it's a wet to dry product. So the minute it exposed, I mean, let me touch this. See? Dry. The minute it is exposed to the air, it's going to dry. And that's what it's designed to do. You see, when you're asking questions, I end up talking and I'm taking long, and people are going to complain that I'm talking too much. Alright. But good thing you asked about the Inglot. I like to use gel on my lower lash line and my waterline. So I'm actually going to go in with the Inglot, right? And do my lower lash line really quickly. All right, look, somebody says, you see guys, my students teach me something every day. As much as I know about makeup, I still learn new things, because the market is flooded with new products, new technologies, new ideas, and all these different things. So at the end of the day, one of our viewers said to use the L'Oreal gel eyeliner. I mean, you guys can try it, right? So I'm actually putting the, stay up mirror. A little more, no, please, no. I'm actually putting the gel in the waterline and on the lash line. But the thing about it is I want to really smudge it in. Okay. Now, as you all know, like if you guys are accustomed seeing me doing lives and stuff, you would know that I don't like a harsh lash line. I like it to be, the brush that I used for that is, this one is actually has a brand. So my brushes are mixed up, so I don't have like one particular brand. This is a Makeup Forever 260. So it actually is slightly curved and it's great for eyeliner. right? So now I'm going to go in with black on top of the gel that I just put. This is eyeshadow, guys. And just smoke out the underneath, right? And then I'm going to use a slightly lighter color, which is more of like a transition crease color, and just blend it out on the underneath. Right? And now just to get a little pop. Thank you guys. Not a good idea. Yeah, I showed you guys these last time. I like using them. The felt tip types of, where is mine? The felt tip types of eyeliner. They're much easier to use. So I have different brands here. Kat Von D, Tarte Cosmetics, L'Oreal, right? So you could try that as well. I'm very lazy because sometimes you have to do 2 or 3 passes with them, and I just don't like to waste time, right? Okay, so I'm just going to use a nice shimmery product, sort of like a champagne color in the tear duct. Just be really, ooh, look at that. Just be really careful not to get it on the eyeliner. Ideally, this should have been done before the eyeliner, but that is really poor planning on my part. But if for any reason it smudges onto the liner, you need to put back your eyeliner. I just want to let you guys know. All right, now we will do the same thing on the other side. So you see the difference? It just gives a little more glam, a little more pop, because everything that we did so far was pretty matte, right? I knew I had an eyelash in my eye. Great. Guys, this is the worst. I have this eyelash in my eye. Did it come out? No, it didn't. And now it's like getting really red. This is the beauty about doing a Facebook Live. Well, I wouldn't really call it beauty. Pun intended. All right, so I didn't get it out, but I just want to continue. So you see that pop? Right. I knew my eyes were feeling red. And you want stiletto nails? I don't think the stiletto nails did it, but it definitely not making it easy for me to get it out. I just gotta get a Q-tip, guys. I just gotta get a Q-tip and I'll get it out. Jeez. Or let me just block myself. Cotton, so, oh, I have a Q-tip. I have a Q-tip. Hey, at least I'm keeping it real, guys. Keeping it real. Oh, yes. Oh! Not coming out. All right, let me hide from you all for a little bit. Sorry, okay? Just bear with me for 1 sec. Thanks. It's not coming out. I swear, I'm gonna kill somebody. I'm gonna kill somebody. Got it. All right, back to our regularly scheduled program. I'm gonna do some lashes. You know, I brought a pair of lashes and I was really excited to use them. Now I can't seem to find them. Story of my life. Something always goes wrong when I'm about to do lashes. So I guess I will just use these regular ones that I have. These, oh, okay, I'll use these. These are Eiffel Lash. It's my favorite brand of lashes. I actually bring them in and use them for most of my brides. The band is really thin. It reminds me a lot of Adele and oh, thanks guys. It reminds me a lot of Adele. When you're buying lashes, guys, you want to make sure that it says 100% human hair, okay? Because when it goes into synthetic, it starts to yeah, all right, this could work. Oh, you might want to do some mascara before. So a lot of people ask the question, Do you do mascara before or after the lashes? Well, the answer to that question is both. Okay, you want to do your mascara before because, especially because you have a lot of light product on it, right? Remember, we have white on our lid, so we also have powder and all those things, so that would have dropped on the lashes. And even though you put lashes on top of it, for some reason it still shows through. And a lot of people ask me about like my pictures and stuff. It's important that all those fine details, knowing where product is showing through despite doing one step, it makes a huge difference. Oh, hi Yesenia, welcome back, thanks. Alright, so this glue is the House of Lashes. I have another glue from Eyebrow Lash as well that I use in the school, which is really, really good. Like, you don't have to wait excessively long for the glue to get tacky. My rule of thumb is once your glue is new, you need to wait a little bit. But once your glue starts to get older and exposed to the air a little more, you don't really have to wait. You can go straight in. So when you're doing your lashes, you want to just go from the top, tilt your head back, go from the top and just place center to center and then let go. Don't panic, okay? Duo is good, but it has latex and there are people that have latex allergies. So I just prefer to use latex-free glue on my clients. And then you just connect. And voila, just like that. One eye's got the lashes. And remember what we said, guys, we're going to do mascara on the after the lashes as well. But when you're doing mascara on the lashes, it's not really for length and volume. It's more, yeah, it really is necessary, you're right, to do the lashes. Yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, you need to do mascara after. It's not for length and volume. It's more to mesh the natural lashes with the false lashes. Because sometimes you tend to see a disconnect between the two, and the mascara will help to fix that. So you just see what I just did there, guys? You just plop center to center. The key to doing lashes on your own, a lot of people have problems doing lashes on their own. They say that, oh, it's this big hot mess, they have these problems, da 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 da. The key is to do it with your eyes open. That's the key. Just do it with your eyes open and you wouldn't have a problem. When you close your eyes is when it gets problematic, right? Then you want to take the back of your tweezer and just press down. Or if you have beautiful stiletto nails like me, you can use your stiletto nails. These nails come in so handy, you wouldn't believe. 45 minutes to get lashes. Oily eyes. That's the first time I'm hearing about that. What I would suggest is you try a latex-free glue. Definitely try the House of Lashes. There are so many. Somebody's asking what is the best type of lashes to get. There are so many lashes. I'm going to do blush and highlight in the meantime. Just to finish up the look while I'm telling you about lashes, right? There's so many, like, guys, the cosmetic industry is so bombarded with so many good products that are super expensive, and there are also so many good products that are super cheap, right? You can literally get, remember, a lot of these eyelashes are manufactured in China, so you can get the same quality of Flutter, Lily, House of Lashes, Huda lashes, you even Eyebrow Lash. I feel like look at the packaging for the Eyebrow Lash, right? It's the same packaging as Ardell and Red Cherry. To me, it's the same quality. It even has, this is number 415, right? And when you look at it, they have the same numbers, so it has to be that it's the same manufacturer, right? This is just some blush on the contour and slightly up, right? I mean, and then you want to smile a little bit. So at the end of the day, my suggestion is to just go out there and just buy whatever you feel like it. My suggestion is 100% human hair and a thin band. when you have a thick band, it just doesn't rest nicely on the face, on the eyes, and they start to lift, and then they feel really heavy, and da 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 da. So 100% human hair and thin band. Okay, so now before I put the highlight, just gonna put some setting spray, get the face nice and sticky, nice and wet, so we can put some ABH illuminator in Peach Nectar. So I like to use a small brush on the bone itself. You can see how red my eyes are, guys. It's so sad because of the eyelash that was in there. But I don't have any Visine in my kit right now, so I usually walk with it, but I don't. And then whatever residual product on the center of the nose. Thank you, guys. Oh wow, Israel in the house. I have a friend that lived in Israel for a while. I wonder if you know him. You know when you meet somebody and they're from this country, but you know one person, but the country huge, and you're like, I wonder if you know this person. Yes, you want to use the setting spray because once the face is wet, it will stick. And the key is to put like 3 layers, get that really nice and pat it in so that it sticks. And then with nothing on the brush, you just work around the demarcation to really get it to blend a little more. Okay, so lipstick time. It's a cut crease. So, oh no, this is the, what, I wonder how long I've been live for. How 6 hours? Yeah, no, it's too late. Guys, I want to show you, I had a surprise and I was gonna show you guys something really fun, but I think this is enough for today. I'll do it next time, I promise. It was a surprise, but it's so sad because my caption on the live is always, I always started being one thing and then it changes to another. Okay, so let's just do a quick lipstick and then end with that. So I'm going to use Sasha Cosmetics Mauve It Over because I like the tone of it for this look. Everything is really matte. We could use, alright, you know what? I lied. Let's do a red lip because, you know, I did say it was going to be a Marilyn Monroe. So maybe that's the least I could do. Least I could do. Let's do a red lip. So this is Dose of Colors Merlot. And lip brush. And so corrective lip lining. I don't really like to line the lip if I'm using a liquid lipstick. I tend to work neat enough, so I don't see it as being necessary. But if you want to line your lip, nothing is wrong with that. The rule of thumb is if you have thin lips, you want to line slightly outside the perimeter of the lip line, natural lip line, to get like a fuller look. But obviously, just like with the brows, somebody asked recently earlier like about the brows and the correction of the brows and trying to make them look more even and stuff like that, and I said that you want to really work with what you have naturally. Yes, you can alter it lightly, slightly, a little bit, but you really want to try to marry that that sort of symmetry with your natural features, so that way you kind of meet in the middle. You're not overly symmetrical and you're not changing yourself too much. You're still keeping it somewhat natural. So my suggestion is don't line all the way out like a lot of people are doing that, because full lips are in style right now. You don't want to go all the way out too much, but I'll show you guys like on half the lip so you can see the difference in terms of my personal features and how you can go outside a little bit to get more of a pout. By the way, I put the highlighter on the Cupid's bow as well. That also helps to give you more of a pout. So that is my natural lip line there, right? But what I'm going to do is to go slightly out. and on the underneath as well. So I don't know if you could see close enough. You can look here and you see that my Cupid's bow is just right there, but I literally went like a millimeter off, and that's what you need to do, and it makes a huge difference in terms of poutiness, right? So guys, we're teaching you what makeup is supposed to do, which is take what you have naturally and enhance it just enough so that you look so much more glamorous and enhanced, like a more elegant version of yourself. And again, I'm literally looking right now as if I have some lip fillers, because I took what I had and I just enhanced it slightly. Had I gone all the way out, it would have been too much, and then I would have started to look unnatural, right? So I will have to, Sherry, that is too much work for me and money to spend. Well, honestly, we're sitting down here and we're teaching you guys all these different techniques, but you don't have to do every single thing. I always tell people that what I'm teaching is, remember, some people want to learn natural looks, some people want to learn complicated looks. So my job for my lives is to teach to please everyone, and it's really difficult to do that, especially in one live. So that's why we do a few, and this is Dose of Colors Merlot is the name of it. That's the lipstick. So going back to what you said, like my usual go-to makeup is literally just foundation and powder. I just do my brows and mascara, and that's it. Like students who go to my school could tell you that I will never look like this on a normal day to go to work, because it's too much, you know. And I agree with you. It's a lot, and it's very expensive to own makeup and to have makeup. The classes are usually $2,000 for basic, $3,000 for advanced, or $2,500 if you do the basic with us. We do have 30% of the basic class starting on the 22nd of August. We also have an advanced makeup class starting for 4 Saturdays. It's designed really to make you a professional makeup artist, so you do have to bring in models for the last 2 classes. What else? But honestly, guys, for information on the classes, just message the fan page, the Facebook fan page, or you can email info@madameraj.com, or you can give us a call Mondays to Thursdays and Saturdays, 8 to 4, 652-4355. That is 652-4355. And soon we will be in Woodbrook, Port of Spain, as well as staying in San Fernando at our head office and main branch. Thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget to like, share, tell all your friends, and follow the business page on Instagram, Madam Mirage Cosmetology, and my personal page on Instagram is Madam Mirage. So thank you guys. Every time I do a live, I keep saying that I'm going to talk a little more about my grandmother and about the school, and it's just that I get so engrossed in teaching you guys. Teaching is a passion. There's so much to teach, and each live I wish I could do more, but it's a lot. It's a lot, and I appreciate your kind words, and thank you so much for tuning in. I'm so grateful. So I'm signing off with nowhere to go, just watch Game of Thrones all glammed up later. Thanks again, love you guys.